Gbajabiamila told Jonathan that he can't sack Sanusi Lamido but sees nothing wrong with Emefiele's sack. Labour Party. Hours after the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), Godwin Emefiele, was suspended by President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Labour Party made their reaction public in a press statement released by Obiora Ifo, the party's national publicity secretary. Labour Party said Femi Gbajabiamila told former President Goodluck Jonathan long ago that he does not have the power to sack former APEC Bank's governor Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, but now he sees nothing wrong in how Godwin Emefiele is suspended or sacked. He sees nothing wrong in it because he is part of the ruling system. Speaking further, Obiora said, "We expected Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration to suspend Godwin Emefiele through the National Assembly." Again, Ifo said, "We know most Nigerians will not forget the famous Naira redesign policy initiated by Emefiele primarily to check the vote buying in the last general election. This is because it is a noble policy." Lastly, Labour Party said, "If there was anyone any government agency will want to investigate urgently, shouldn't it be Professor Mahmood Yakubu, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission?" What are your thoughts about this? Leave them in the comments down below as I check out what other people have to say on this. Emefiele has not been sacked all these Igbo dummies. Only National Assembly can recommend his sack. He was only being suspended to allow investigation into his office, though from there he got sacked when due process had been followed and found to prison because he must go to prison for his atrocities. How can anybody with the milk of human kindness call the redesign policy noble? Until people realize that LP is IPOB party and all members belong to IPOB and working for it, including Emefiele himself. In my candid opinion, I should suggest that the INEC chairman and Ibrahim Fika, the erstwhile aviation minister, should have been the most urgent priority. You must be senior mumu, else you will know the difference between suspension and sacking of police officer. Case of INEC and CBN cannot be compared with each other because they are different body. Besides that, majority of Nigerians supported his suspension. Suspension is temporary in order to investigate him, and you cannot investigate a person while in office. However, if at the end he or she is free for allegation, he can be called back. Yorubas are the problem of Nigeria from Abi Nishio. They are tricky and snitches. Yes, that's true. The opposition then said Jonathan cannot sack CBN governor. Mr. President can't wait for National Assembly because Emefiele wanted to run away. Suspension is different than sack. Useless LP people. This party is as unstable as their presidential candidate. They can't distinguish between sack and suspension in a constitutional democracy, yet they were aspiring to lead the country. Like Peter Obi, they lived in self-denial of the happening in the system. Only God knows where the Igbos came from, and they were claiming Israel, but they were rejected by the Israelis. I just wish the barbarian ingrates can go back to where they came from. Other Nigerians have left them behind with their hatred for anything not Igbo. The more reason why an Igbo person will never rule Nigeria. Confused a lot, Emefiele is suspended, not dismissed. After his session with the DSS, if his hands are not soiled, he will return, and if they are soiled, which is likely the case, he will cool off in the gulag, like many others that will follow him. Shameless man who sold his heavenly place for politics. You believe that you have arrived, but wait for the dark days that are coming. I insist that the laws of the land should always be followed. The Naira redesign is policy embarked upon with the approval of the president then. Just like every policy, it tended for some things. What INEC chairman is doing at the tribunal, a man whose wrongs have archived books records, we are watching. Was Emefiele sacked or suspended? LP should know the difference between the two. The money swap he did to enrich himself and destroy people's business. Some people died. Corruption of this sacked CBN governor is the worst in history. Labour Party is completely right that if at all anyone that would be brought before Caesar, it should be the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, who went contrary to his own rules and regulations in the last general elections in 2023. Okay? Either suspended or sacked, Emefiele has ended his career as CBN governor. QED, he, Emefiele, has a load of questions to answer. No sentiments, and the system must be sanitized. Other light fingers will equally be picked in the upcoming day. This is not tribal sentiment, but come and account for your stewardship. Nigeria's double standard for you. Justice depends on who's involved, not on truth. Any action on Emefiele will serve as a lesson to anybody who makes himself available for manipulation by the government he serves, but not arresting the former Minister of Aviation and Disaster Minister is just a showmanship and witch hunt. Well, these people have given their opinions on this. Make sure to leave your own opinions in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to share this with your family and friends.